And we'll continue our on-field interviews brought to you by John Vance Auto Group with Coach Casey Porter, who's with Coach Scott Mick.
Thank you, Chris. And I wanted to talk to Coach Mick tonight because the offense all year long, but especially the last 2 weeks, has been absolutely phenomenal. The way that the Blue Jays have been able to run the ball, the way Coach Mick has been able to scheme it up and use the offensive line, running backs, and all that kind of thing to get it done. But, Coach, talk about this running game and how dominant it's been.
Oh, I think the last couple of weeks, I think we've ran the football pretty well. I think kids are buying into what we're selling, and they're just getting better. You know, we had 5 offensive linemen this year. We replaced 3 in the middle, and the 3 that we had, you know, last year with Dutton, Dean, and Freshour, all 3 of those kids are playing college football right now. So you bring in 3 kids that don't have that experience, and you know we've had 4 different guards, we've had a different center. And as far as this year goes and just the game experience, those guys, I think they're finally starting to figure it out. We've simplified the scheme a little bit, and just kind of, you know, sometimes it takes a while to figure out what this group of kids can do. And I think we've figured out what this group of kids does well, and we'll continue to work and get better at it. So the kids are playing hard, and the one, and we talked about this, Casey, you and I have talked about this after the first game. You know, we got down, but these kids don't quit. You know, they don't quit ever. And that's nice, you know, because they constantly strive to get better, and I think they're getting better every week.
You mentioned figuring out what kids do well and kids getting better each week, and I got to mention your running back, Gavin Bryson. I thought early in the season, maybe a little bit timid. He's not necessarily a running back by trade, more of a defensive player. He played some quarterback in junior high. But I think in the last 3 weeks, he's really learned how to pick the hole and burst.
Gavin has great vision. And Gavin was an offensive lineman in the 7th grade. I mean, everybody forgets that. Like, he was a little short, pudgy, fat kid. And so this is the first year we've played him at tailback.
He said pudgy. He didn't say fat.
Well, I said a little pudgy fat kid. I mean, I said both. Okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm a fat kid. It's all right. It's all right. But you know, he's learning the position, and I think he's doing extremely well. He's got great vision, and he sees the hole well, and he'll get in it, and he's not afraid of contact, and he's got a little bit of shake to him, and then if he gets through there, he's got a little bit of burst to him. So he's real deceptive the way he runs. You don't think he's moving as fast as he is, but he's doing a good job for us, and like I said, those offensive linemen are working their tails off, and you know, somebody that nobody's talking about is Parker Rainey.
Yeah.
That's just an old, hard-nosed, tough-nosed kid that we've used at tight end and fullback, and he don't care if he gets his hands on it. Just tell him where you want him to go, and he'll go 100 mile an hour. So that's another kid that's played really, really well for us here lately.
Talk about kids are playing well for you. What's it meant for you to get Isaac Lewis back?
Oh, that's big. I mean, you know, the guys that we had playing receiver, and it's not a knock on them. You know, Cade Googsburg's a sophomore, but you got Isaac as a senior. He knows how to play football, you know, and so it's been huge to get Isaac back. You know, Isaac's one of those kids, you get him in space, he's dangerous with the football, and it's been good the last couple of weeks to have him back. Absolutely. I mean, going into the season, we kind of looked at who we were, you know, thought would be this guy and that guy and that. You know, well, we go to the walkthrough before the first scrimmage, and his ankles, you know. I mean, we think he's done for the year. So to get him back, I mean, that's a huge boost for our offense. It's something else that you have to look at defensively.
Coach, enjoy this night. This was a glorious week. It was a glorious finish to this week, and just an outstanding job. And enjoy this night, man. This was awesome.
Yeah, the kids played hard, and there's not a better homecoming in the state of Oklahoma than Guthrie, Oklahoma.
We better stop this, or they're going to run out of hamburgers. So I'm going to let you go grab one.
All right, man. Thanks.
Okay, guys. That's very happy offense coordinator Scott Mick, and great job he's done. He talked about all the different combinations that this offensive line has had to use to try to develop a rushing game. A new running back, Isaac Lewis, not in for the first 4 weeks of the season. It hasn't been easy to try to scheme this thing up, but we all know how good Scott Mick is at doing it, and we've seen the fruits of the labor this year, and what a wonderful job his offense is doing.
No doubt, and they're gaining confidence week after week, and we'll see how that proves next week when the Blue Jays travel to Lawton Eisenhower for another big district ball game. Blue Jays tonight on Homecoming 2017, they down Northwest Classen by a score of 58-0. We continue on after this break. This is the Terror Insure Group postgame show.